Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Quarantine. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about $10 or so. I've seen it on sale for 70-80% off from time to time, so you may want to pick it up then. I'll get to that in a minute. So what is Quarantine? Well, Quarantine was released back in 2017. It is a quote-unquote intense turn-based strategy game about waging war on pandemic disease. Recruit a team of specialized operatives to deploy on worldwide missions. Research the contagion, upgrade your tech, and quarantine the outbreak before it kills us all. Yes, so all of that sounds nice, but the game right now is sorely lacking on content, in my opinion. I feel like they could have done so much more with this game. So, what is it and what are you going to be doing? Well, you're going to be given this world map, and the map is broken up across several cities, I guess. Sort of similar to the game Pandemic. If you've ever played the board game Pandemic, it also has a digital counterpart. It's very much like that, in the sense that you're going to be racing people around the board trying to do various things in order to stop the infection. In the board game version, you have to stop a total of 4 different viruses that are 4 different colors or whatever. In this game, you've only got the one that you're dealing with. The game is also a little different in how it plays out and what you can do on your turn. So on your turn, you're going to take the people that you have. You can recruit up to 4 different people. You can recruit like a security officer, a medic, a scientist, and a diplomat, I think they're called. And each are specialized in the different actions that you can take. Again, kind of similar to the board game in some ways. Characters in the tabletop version of Pandemic all specialize in something unique. The medic and the scientist, for example, do specific things. So in this game, on your turn, you're going to move your people around as far as they can go. They have a limited range. And then you're going to take actions with them depending on where they are and what they can do there. The 5 possible actions that you could possibly do per character. You can build an office. When you build an office, that means you get an extra, I think it's $10,000 per turn. It's a turn-based game. So building a lot of offices will grant you more money every turn, and you'll need money to fund various things. You can heal an operative that is injured. As you perform missions, your team members may get injured. They have a health bar. And taking the heal operative allows you to restore some health. That's pretty simple. Taking a sample allows you to gain research points. And these research points are then used to sort of research the cure. And when you research the cure, you win the game. There are different phases to that cure research. So you'll be researching like step 1 of 3, then step 2 of 3, step 3 of 3. And then you can tackle these steps in different order if you want. So you can focus on this step if you want first, and then this one over here if you want. Each step will give you a different bonus for researching it, so you may want to tackle things in a particular order. Okay, so long story short, you can use your crew members to also take samples. They can also treat diseases. There is a little circle that will fill up around the city indicating how infected it is. So you can send your crew members to these locations, use the treat action, and that will lower that infection bar for that city. Okay. Having too high of an infection on these cities is bad. I'll get into why in a minute. Quarantine city. That's the last action that you can do with all of your people on your turn. And primarily what you're going to be doing there is you're going to be putting shields at that location. Because at the end of your turn, random infected cities will try and spread. However, if they hit a shield or the infected city has a shield itself, it will stop the spread. So the quarantine action will sort of put shields on various cities to prevent the spread of the infection. So why are you trying to prevent the spread of the infection? Well, there is a global infection meter, okay? And the more that fills up, and when it does fill up, more bad things happen. The number of spread actions will increase if that bar fills up. The number of intensify actions, extra global infection per city lost. That's when the bar reaches all the way around for that city. Situation chances, various RNG things will pop up. Choose your own adventure, pick one. You'll see the percentage chance of that option. You just pick it and hope for the best. Okay, sometimes you pay money for each action, depending on. There's also a mutation in this game. You earn so many mutation points per turn, and that will cause the disease itself to mutate and spawn some kind of additional trait that is bad for you. Okay, so you're racing against the clock, trying to contain this thing while you're gaining research points, so these samples to start researching the disease. In addition to that, there is a tech tree, and I use that term very loosely. There's 4 different columns, again, for the 4 different types of people in the game. Security, there's like a medic tree, a diplomat tree, and a scientist tree. And there's 4 skills each for a total of 16 different skills that you can sort of tech into. With the tech tree and the lab is where you go to spend your research points. You can hire more engineers to get more, to tech faster, to research these techs faster. And you can hire more scientists with your hard-earned money in order to research these samples faster or to research the cure faster. So there's various ways to spend your money. You can, again, buy offices in various locations or build offices to speed up the rate at which you earn money, but that also spends money. Quarantining usually costs money, but if you have a lot of money left over and you're looking for somewhere to spend it, you can spend it at the lab or the tech to get either more researchers or more engineers to speed up your tech or your lab work. Okay, so there's multiple ways to spend your money in this game. There's also a limit on offices. You can't have unlimited offices, but you can research like an additional office in the tech. What did I think of this game? It's not bad. The problem with it is, again, from what I was saying earlier, it's a lack of content issue. Yes, there's like a bacteria, virus, a prion, whatever. There's different infections you can choose from. There's also different difficulties. The problem is that the game is very limiting. It's very casual. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, you have to know what you're getting into when you get into it. A lot of the times, like I said, there are 5 actions that you can take, but you're limited on those actions depending on what's going on. You can't heal, for example, if your guy is full, so that's 4 actions you could possibly take. Is that city quarantined already? Well, I guess I can't quarantine that again, so that takes me down to 3, unless I can go somewhere else in quarantine. So, like, again, and also the, taking samples from a location. Let's say you've got 51 samples and you're just not researching these cures fast enough. Well, all these samples aren't going to do anything for you because you've got enough already. So that option's out. So, like, you're sort of ramrodded into a particular approach on things. Yeah, you do have some sway in what you do and how you approach it, but at the same time, there's a clear, efficient way to do something in this game. And, yeah, it's just, I feel like I'm ramrodded into a particular strategy every single time. So do I recommend it? Maybe $5 or less. The $10 is kind of pushing it. I would recommend this game on a sale or a deep sale. It's not bad. It's a nice little casual side approach to the board game Pandemic and to games like, to the board game Pandemic and to digital versions thereof. But as far as this game goes, I think it could have been a whole lot more than what it was. Yes, it does have Steam Workshop support. And yes, there's a couple of other things I didn't mention that are in the game that's kind of cool. One thing that is annoying, I will say, though, is that every time you send a person on a mission, there's a chance they get injured unless you've researched a particular reason why they wouldn't. So, there's an RNG chance that they're always going to take damage, in which case they have to heal back up on a future turn. And I love the fact that there's 4 different classes. Each one's good at something different. The scientist, obviously, is good at, taking samples from a location. Like, your security officer can take samples. He's just not very good at it. So you want the scientist to take the samples. You want your medics to treat. You want your security officers to quarantine. They're good at that. Then your medics are good at treating. So you want your people to do different things. I love that. Diplomats, they can build offices for cheap. Awesome stuff. So I love that. But, again, that's it. There's only those 4 different classes, so I would have liked to have seen more to this game, honestly. So I want to see Quarantine 2 is what I want to see. And maybe make it more expensive and have more content. That's what I would like to see. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.